Hello there everyone, my name is K-Hug, you can call me Kyler, and welcome back to the Season 2 Let's Play Minecraft Survival Series. Whether you're a long-time subscriber or just stumbled in here, I want to thank you for all of your support, so hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, share with your friends, and leave some kind words in the comments down below. I want to also take this time to quickly mention the community Discord. Do not forget to head over to my channel or head down to the description below. And don't forget to join that channel there. We're going to have some announcements. I'll be keeping up in touch with you guys. I'll be taking inspiration from you guys and allowing you guys to promote or show off some of your work. So please give that a follow, and I'll see you guys there. Let's get into the video. Before we get started, we have a new member, guys. We are pushing 86 subscribers now. I cannot thank you guys enough. We have exponentially increased what we did in 2023, so without further ado, welcome Game Time. I hope you're enjoying the series so far, Game Time. And speaking of a game time, it's game time. Say that 5 times fast. Let's get into the game time. For starters today, I want to preface that we don't have all of the materials necessary to do today's project because I have not really done much since the last episode that I recorded literally a day before this current recording. And that is because we are going to work on our Ender Dragon build. Yeah, you heard me. We're going to try to build a dragon. Now, mind you, I do not deal in anything natural, whether it's trees, whether it's animals, whether it's human beings. I am awful at sculpting in Minecraft. I think that's something we really got to get better about. And so, in order to practice, we are going to build ourselves an end dragon in the rafters of the Hall of All, just to signify the fact that we've collected the goodies from him. I think if we just use blackstone, maybe a couple let's grab like a stack of these guys as well, and then we'll convert these at our stone cutter because that thing is awesome. We'll convert, oh, actually we got a stack of each, that's perfect. And then we're gonna need some purple items, and I don't necessarily have a ton of purple, but we can craft some here. We've got plenty of purple carpet. We know that from the wool farm that has been not running for quite some time now because it is completely overflowing. This thing is backed up all the way to the initial chest. Yeah, you can see that here. And so I've just been letting it kind of run out, but we'll grab some purple out of here. Maybe we'll even make some carpet out of that. But other than the purple and the black, maybe we grab some gray. I don't plan on making this a big build by any means. We're gonna drop everything in here. Actually, I'm also looking at it. This crying obsidian may make a pretty cool addition to this build. In addition to working on the dragon, we are going to work on finishing the roof, which is going to require some more andesite and stuff that we obviously do not have based on what I just showed you. And so we've got to do some collections here. Grab 8 of those. Let's see how many we make. Is it 1 to 1? It is 1 to 1. And we'll go ahead and just grab 4 stacks of cobblestone. Do we have any bulk cobble? We got bulk. Just for your reference, I have this sorting system. Not really much of a sorting system, as it is a storage system, or a manual storage system. But what I do is I just put all my bulk, or all my junk down below. So this will be all the bits and pieces. And you do see some stacks in here. But then our overflow, I just put solid stacks. You'll never see a stack above in the top box that is less than 64. That's kind of my bulk storage to this. And I've been trying to use every resource that we get, so you can see we don't have a ton of extra stone, although we've dug a giant hole, or cobblestone, because I try to use the bulk storage or use it to fill in spots around the base. But yeah, I think it's time. We're going to take this back with us just to clean that up, because that is definitely way more updated than what we just shown. And then I think we can get out of here. If we need to get any andesite for the rooftops, we'll just come back here. That's actually perfect. A perfect chest full. We'll come back here and we will grab it then. Let's go ahead. One last thing. Stock up on the rockets. Let's go. Way too far. Back down and around and in. And here we go. It is time to pitter patter. Getting after her. And I left this time, or this open last time. Yeesh. And this is where the dragon is going to go. We're going to have it hanging from the ceiling. Now, we'll block that off. We won't see the bottom of the ceiling. We'll have another layer kind of in between, kind of insulating that. And then we'll figure out maybe a couple of these pillars will go the rest of the way up so the decoration continues. But the dragon needs to fit somewhere in here. Yeah. I have to figure out how to not only make a dragon or any sort of natural build whatsoever, I have to figure out how to get it to fit in a limited area. Now, usually I would go over to my Area 51 or my test creative server. Well, I'll kind of build some things up, mock some stuff. That's how I got the design for the pillars and things like that. And I would usually go ahead and do a draft or just a rough outline of what I'm going to build before we bring it here. And I have not had the time to do that because it's been so frequent between these two episodes. I actually haven't been doing much of that at all because we have so many projects that we have started that we haven't finished. So with all that said, and in short term, a quick spark notes is I don't know what I'm doing and I'm not prepared, but let's get into it anyways. For starters, I kind of want to work on the base because I know what I want to do in that. But we're going to start the hard way. We are going to start just forming this dragon. Now, what I'm going to attempt to do, before I get started, I want to pop this map real quick. We're going to get a brief glimpse of what it looks like, and then the roof should fill itself in. Bam! There it goes. Perfect. It's almost completely filled in. I am so excited to see this thing done in its totality, but it looks kind of strange. I like how you can see that one piece of bamboo in the bottom left-hand corner of the building, and the fact that it's kind of pillared. I don't know why it looks like it's pillared when it's a solid roof. That's kind of strange. It must be where the torches are. I actually do not know the reason. What is that reason? That perfect grid exists. Very interesting. Well, not really important, just kind of bothering me why that grid is up there and it's not centered on the building anyways. We'll look into that later, but let's get into the dragon build, and boy oh boy, I don't even know where to start. So I'm gonna head up and let's make some measurements, and then maybe I can kind of form an idea in my mind's eye. Yeah, you heard me, my mind's eye. That's where I close my eyes and I picture it in my head. Okay, so where I think I'm gonna start is, I think I'm just gonna start with the body. And to do that, we gotta start with the head. And now it would be weird. I will say it'll be weird if the head ends up being above that, so when you walk in, you can't really see it. So the head needs to be dipped down below this rafter. So I'm gonna pop this real quick. That back in my inventory, and we are gonna move towards where the head's gonna go. And we need it, like I said, it needs to come in below this beam so you can see it when you walk in the front door here. So let's head up to where the jowl is going to be. And I guess we'll just put it right here. That's the beginning of the head. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but let's just start forming a shape and we'll figure it out as we go. Again, I'm new to this, but let's make a solid... Ooh. We can't. Wait. Oh, I put that one. I was going to do a half slab on its chinny chin. Evidently, I didn't think that through because the half slabs need to go down one. Also incorrect. Now we're in business. I'm going to have a hole in his head temporarily. That is going to be a monster. I'm already looking at this. This is just... The head's going to be... Ooh. This dragon's going to take up way more space than I originally anticipated. So maybe, just maybe we lose these two sections as well. And just have this perimeter. I think it's worth a shot. Let's head up and let's take a pause on the dragon for a moment. Whoops. Break all my bamboo. And let's go ahead and take out one more row out of this ceiling here. That way we have a lot more space to work with and it's more rectangular. I'm going to head up there. I'm going to get this removed and I'll be right back. And grab those pieces and pick up all of our garbage off the floor. Don't want anything to go to waste. All of this is going to be very useful towards the decoration stage of the Hall of All, where we add more detail. It is pretty detailed, don't get me wrong, but there is more to be added. So Stay tuned for that. Do I have room to put this stuff away? Perfect. Now, I can officially start with the dragon's head, and it is going to be way farther forward. It is now going to be centered on this block. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set the height by going 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll call it 4 blocks from the floor. And that'll be the base start point to this dragon's head. Now I got to move the scaffolding forward a little bit, and that'll make sense here all momentarily. Oh, I thought that was going to be super cool to look at. But instead, I just look dumb. All right. Add in our half slabs on the bottom of the jowl, and then we're going to start working from here. Now, this will make sense. This is its ridge of its nose. And now we're working into the body itself. We'll go 2 more blocks in this early direction. I just want to build a head real quick, and then we're going to look at how it's going to line up. Oh, I forgot a slab. Wow. Again, oh, wrong place. Again, I'm just at the corner of my eye. I saw this thing. So you can see like tip of nose, and this is going to go up and into the head. So the head's going to be about that big, which means, you know, it might fit. It might fit. Its wings might have to be cut off by some of these pillars. We'll see how that adds up. Now I can't get up here. Okay, so up on the nose ridge, I think we'll add in another little bump here. We'll go up a little more into like a secondary ridge, I'll call it. And then from below, which we're gonna have to have a lot of scaffolding throughout this build. Just gonna give myself some area, some working platform here to work under. So that's part of my 4, right? We got 1. Okay, that's part of my 4. So beyond that, I need to, it's going to go up a little bit, and then it's going to come into another line here. So 2 blocks back. Maybe I'll toss in, we'll go up 2, maybe? Is that looking heady? Okay, it's looking kind of heady. Let me actually get down here and bring this around. Let's do one side maybe, and then we can just copy and paste it. Or, you know what I mean, rebuild it on the other side. So then we'll bring like a little jowl bit here. Maybe we'll build out the facial structure, give it some bones. We've got to give it some sort of eye socket. So maybe like that. So the eye is technically there, so it means this block here could be a different color. What color is the end dragon's eye? Do we know the color of his eye? Can we put like a white in here? Hold on, let's just put like a white dot. The only 2 pieces of white concrete that we'll be using this dragon build will be right in there. So it's 1 down from here. Like that. We've got a seal over his eye, so we'll put maybe a full block. And then I also want to be able to add some sort of crest or like a little horny deal. We'll worry about that here in a moment, but let me get myself over here so we can replicate this. All right, and then we're going to want to take a step back as well and look at it. So let me just get a couple more pieces in here. Okay, so it's so dark and it's so... Okay, so from about here, it looks more like a head. You can see that it's looking in about that direction, his eye socket there. I wish we could figure out how to light that up. And maybe I can. Let's see here. If this gets boxed in, no, it won't. Because that's the back side of his eye, but we could kind of bring... No, this has to be solid. Oh, that's not the direction I was supposed to go. Guess this one also didn't go the way it was supposed to go. So somewhere in here we need to add a light source, and we could probably also do that by, rather than concrete, we can use some of our slabs from our diorite, and these polished ones might actually work pretty darn well. We'll see how this works real quick. Get in here. The slabs will, not like that, have to go like so, but if we close this in from this angle, you should be able to see, that white a little bit better because there's a light protruding from it. Man, this is going to be one big dragon, if I do say so myself. We can now work into like the neck region. We're going to have it go up a little bit into the body, into the tail. The tail might have to hang out the back a little bit, but it's going to be a little bit bigger than anticipated. Just because, if you guys do not remember, I like to build things on odd dimensions, but this is perfectly centered with our mega base. And so everything is built on an even Y, which means this head went from being 3Y to 4Y, which really accentuates all of the other features. It is one of the reasons why I don't build typically in this style, and we'll have to deal with that at a later time. But what I want to also do is introduce something else to this build. And he does have like a gray spiny feature. So I'm wondering, it's another use of andesite, which we don't have a ton of. But maybe we introduce the andesite as his horn details on his head and around his, his little spines, or the decorations on his backside, if you will. I'm going to close this head in like that. That's a full head. And then we'll head into the features that are going to be his horns. I guess the best way to do this is just stair step this up. We could stair step it, or we could just step it up by blocks. Like we're doing blocks. We could technically, let's just add one more here. Call that good, maybe? Does that look like horns on a dragon? Oh yeah. Those definitely look like horns. I don't know how I like, I don't know if I like that transition there, so maybe we swap that out for a stair right there. And to do a stair, which direction we want it to face? We want the stair to be not that way. I want the stair to be that way. Got to get up in there like that. Okay. Pick up the pieces. Let's take a step back again. Okay. So that makes the horns look detached from his eyeballs, or from his eye sockets. Now we just got to get the rest of the throat kind of done here, and then we're going to belly throughout here. And I think it's already looking pretty good. You're not really going to get a view from above. And so maybe putting too much detail on top isn't worth it. See, I can't even get high enough to look at it from a different angle, but I think that's a pretty good angle. Pretty good angle as is. I'm going to grab my scaffolding here, and we'll move it back. But I think, let me know what you guys think down in the chat, but what do you think about this head? It's pretty dragon-esque. I think it's hard to see. You have like his nostril, kind of a lower jowl as it comes up. This is kind of his head. This is the nose ridge. His eyes there, so his bulbous eye socket, and then the horns kind of heading back. I think it looks pretty good. It's going to look... It's difficult to really form this because black on black doesn't have much. You can't really see detail from any angle, unfortunately. But maybe if we added some of these fun bits later, it'll make more sense. But without anything being further said on that, let's get into building kind of a neck region, and so we can get this belly through here. It's gonna have to be what it is, man. I'm looking at the size of the body of this thing, and it's gonna have a huge wingspan. Let me just form some more of the body here. I think we're gonna kind of have him belly out about here, and then maybe come down one more. So that'll be the bottom of his belly, and he's pretty close to the ground, which means his wings are gonna attach here, and they're gonna spam through our blocks. Man, this is really difficult when you start considering the fact that his neck's not as long as I thought either. Maybe we need to actually go back one more, but if I truly think about it, we've got to come this way. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go like... That's 5, 6, and then back up. How does it look for a length? It's about right. We'll go into his tail section right in here somewhere. We can have it kind of curl up and back down. But his wings are going to extrude from just behind the neck and the back region. So right across here, if you picture his body kind of continuing, kind of straight across this big ovular area, his wings are going to come from about right in here, and they are definitely going to intercept this pillar. And I'm not sure how we're going to overcome that, to be real honest. All right, I've done some calculations or some block changes, if you will, and I really think the polished looks better. This is going to... I think I'm going to use both because I can now see the difference in the 2 layers. But what I can tell you is the belly's looking more like a belly. Definitely more round. Definitely could be full of more stuff and looking pretty good. So I can continue to work. I'm going to work just maybe these 2 wide blocks all the way through to the tip of the tail, and then we'll come back in with this second layer, or this outside layer, before we form the wings. So let's go ahead and model that. I'm just not sure, as we had started here, where I even want to begin. In all honesty, I don't have the slightest bit of clue. But what I can say, is there nothing below that? Did I take that out? Ah, I did. Okay, we had a temporary block in there. So what I did was like a temp block like that. Just like that. I'll put a temp block in there like that, and that'll allow us to stand up in here. And this also gives us a good place to pop a couple torches. Those will be covered, but they'll also let light illuminate through its belly here. And this is where we're going to kind of round. I think what we're just going to do for the tail is we're going to go up a little bit. Make sure I got the body shape here, got the head into the neck. Coming around under the belly, we're going to go up. I might even like slabs in here. I'm a big fan of using slabs as a transition. Might go up one more, maybe? I don't know, I kind of like that. I kind of like that height. Take some of that out just to give us a little bit more breathing room. And I think we'll flourish this to an end with a slab and a... let's add one of these in backwards. That'll be the end. It has to be the end. It has reached the limits of the available space. It might look a little funny from down here, because it's really hard to tell the shape given the fact that it's a tail, but this is about what it's supposed to look like, unfortunately. Let me go grab some more of the smooth or the polished blackstone. This is going to help round some things off. We'll grab one more stack, and then we'll play around with our slabs. Yep, that's annoying. Like that, and then we can form out this tail and the rest of the underbelly. So this needs to attach to that. I can see we've made kind of, not really a mistake, but we've got some error to work out here. I like the way this works here. That's what I think I want to do. Okay, is add in steps. Okay, can't reach anything. I think that's a good way to end it, but we've got to figure out how to get this to match better. Gosh, I really like the way this has turned out 95% of the way. We're 95% of the way there at the tail. We're just going to shrink it all in one block, and I think that's going to make it all that much better. Let's take out maybe a few more. It's starting to make sense to me. It's starting to make a little bit of sense. We're on the verge of greatness. Okay. We got a slab, and then we got a stair and a stair. And then we're going to step this down, maybe with a slab. Let's go with a slab on this transition, but this is going to go back into another step down. Yeah, let's add another step down. Okay, it's looking better, looking promising. It's got to meet this piece though, so we got to make sure we've got this transition working the way we want it to. That's the wrong direction. That's the wrong block. That would technically be it. And I'm not saying that I'm in love with it, but I think, again, we're on to something. It's getting better every time we do it. Let's lock that in temporarily, and maybe it's even as much as changing these two around. See what that looks like. This tail looks a little lengthy. It should come... You know what? We're going to leave it for now. Let's get the rest of this belly figured out. And that may bring us back kind of full circle into what's going on here. Okay, that doesn't look too half bad. And we got it back down to the legs. Okay, so I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised with what we've done here. I think it is time for me to mirror this, and then we'll work on the wings. So let me mirror what it got over here, but this is the general shape. And now the other thing is I got to figure out how to make these tail bits not look as just flat, I guess. The ridge across its back. I need to get a picture of the Ender Dragon up to see what the back looks like. Let me end. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to see based on that. Yeah, let me replicate what I got here on the other side, and then we'll work on the spine here. So the body has been officially, I would say it's officially, man, this is a big drag. You know what? The more I look at this thing, the more I fall in love with it. But maybe it'll look cool when it's done. It's just a really big dragon sculpture right in the middle of the Hall of All. Makes sense. We beat the dragon. We should have it here to celebrate. But Lord, is this thing really big. I'm going to change these horns over to, probably shouldn't have took them all out. Now I don't remember what they look like. I'm going to try to change these over to the same material. Did this kind of come up? Oh, did not do that. Maybe it's something like that. And like that. Like that, maybe? Is that how they were? I don't think that's how they were. Let's look at that though. How do we like that? We don't. Well, we do. You know what? We're gonna copy that. I don't remember what they looked like before. I shouldn't have took them both down. That's all right. If we don't like them, we'll change them later. But I think we're okay with the body. This thing is just so much bigger. I can't make it any smaller. I've tried just about everything in my power to make this smaller. And I'm convinced it's just not possible. It's just going to be a huge dragon sculpture, which I'm not upset about. It's just a little much for the area that it's in. Now, the only other thing we're going to do is uncover torches that we're not supposed to uncover. Is we're going to try to make this scaly bit. This just looks funny too, having this big long tail wing thing here. And that's because technically the dragon doesn't have like this area here. So if I got rid of this and hopped back off of here, how do we like, well, it's hard to tell. Maybe I get rid of the half slab. Hold on, let's do that real quick. Or, and I've got a third idea, so let's get rid of these half slabs. Or let's just go right into my third idea. I know my mind is all over the place right now. I'm just trying to get this thing done. But my other idea was to backwards I know that seems bizarre, but hear me out. The little scaly things in the back of the drag, okay. Well, maybe not so much that one. Okay. Just get to take a look at this a couple different times and measure, weigh, whatever you want to call it, the one, what we like. It's this, I think. So this makes sense. I'm thinking maybe we put this here. We'll add in a couple of these back in. I'm going to get rid of like this guy. I'm going to add in the scales here. And this is just those backward spines on the back of the dragon. I'm trying to capture them and make them look like actual like frills, spiny bits. But not oversell it, if you know what I mean. Let's take a look at that. I will add that they look better. Maybe still don't love them, but I have one more idea. These do look better than having a full back, but I know, I'm missing some down over here. If we can get this to work. Now, I'm no Minecraft master, but if I place one this way, we've got that shape in the corner. But we also want that shape here. Oh, or maybe we just, actually, hold on. Huge update. Let us try to see what they look like sandwiched together all the way across. Like this shown here. On this part, probably no. Probably leave it. Well, we'll see. Let's put it on there. One there, and then the alternating areas. Actually, much better. I'm still not in love with this dragon, and I don't think... There's a part of me that tells me I never will be in love with the shape of this thing. That is just what it is. I'm not going to change my mind, that's for sure. There's some pieces in here I can add, I can see just for clarity that are going to make my mind a little happier. That is a transition here. Maybe one here to kind of flatten this area out, and then one here as well. Yeah, that'll help remove that gap in between there. I like that better. I think it's looking okay. It's looking very dragon-esque. The only problem is we still have giant wings to put in here. Everything should be uniform left and right. And I'm also tempted. Let's see if I bring the bottom of the tail to a point. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. We'll add some more of that detail in here, actually. That does help narrow the dragon up a little bit. Never considered that until this moment. Oh. Yeah, kind of considered that being a problem, but that's okay. I keep doing these the wrong direction. Nope. I'll have to get back inside of there and place a torch, but this actually is really helping to shape the body up quite nicely, if I do say so myself. So if we just take a couple more of these, like these two, and we reverse the way those are built. Wow. I don't know why I didn't think of this an hour ago. But this is really helping to thin up the head and neck regions. And nothing else I can really do here. But I might be able to do it on his nose as well. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot. That's actually really rounding off a lot of these really sharp edges. Surprisingly enough. These stairs kind of annoy me, but again, there's some things we're going to have to live with. Let's see what happens when I change this around. Oh my goodness. It is a night and day difference. Now, it won't work here, though, because of the torches, right? Yeah, that's unfortunate. We'll live with that one. Everything else seems to be working pretty well. We'll put another one in here. That kind of helps crown off where his horns attached. Maybe we can even do it here. I'm just gonna add these features in pretty much everywhere. It's actually making everything look really nice. If you just don't look at it real close, it's got a good dragon body shape. Got a long tail, a cylindrical body, and a big old jowl. With little eye holes, if you back up far enough, you can see the eyes. Like from here, this is like the perfect depth to look at this build from. We just now are going to have to figure out the hardest part of the entirety of this build, and that is the wings. I am not prepared for what we have to do for the wings because this is going to be the worst part of all. I'm going to add a little bump here. That'll make sense, but we have to figure out how to form the wings, and I don't even know where to start, but I'm going to start by not doing what I just said. I'm going to crawl back up here. Wait, why don't I change this one too? Hold on, we have another belly. Oh, never mind. Close that up. We're going to go ahead and take down the rest of this wood over here just to leave room in case the wing tips have to bend backwards. So let me clear this out, and then we can get into hopefully designing a wing. I say that with a ton of skepticism in my voice because I don't know what I'm doing. It is the moment for wings, and I'm not sure. I've been up and down 10 times. I'm not sure where to even start. But I think our shoulder blades need to be roughly in here somewhere. And I call them shoulder blades. They're just the bits the wings are attached to. Oh, maybe we use another. Can we go back to the polished stuff? No, let's stay with this. And I'm just going to start by putting a nub somewhere. Right there. That is going to be the start of the wing. Let me go under and over and also do it on this side. And boom. That's the nub of where the wings are going to start. Here we go. Big wings. Hold our breath. Hold your patience. Do everything. Hold your horses. All of the above. Here we go. I don't hate what I have so far, if I'm being completely honest. It's not horrific. I know it's quiet in here, but I have my tongue out because I'm concentrating. That is a general shape of a tucked flying dragon wing. I'm super surprised and pleasantly impressed by myself. I laugh because I'm laughing at my own misery a little bit. We'll be able to come over and down, slap a brick below, block, not a brick. We're not playing Lego. We'll go 2. And then we got to do the same process again, down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower it down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a slab to finish it off. That is, you know what? I'm actually really impressed that that went as well as it did. I know it's not much. I know it's not super, I guess, detailed, but that looks like a rough dragon wing. If he was mid flap, speaking of flap, we have to add in the membranes in between here, but that looks pretty good. The only problem I have now is that this dragon is not complete until we add said flap, and that means we need a bunch of purple items that I do not have. All I brought was silly purple wool, which doesn't do me any. Ooh. We forgot to use the crying obsidian. That would have been a good time for that, huh? I don't think it really matches the aesthetic. But I think we are on a roll. If I'm being completely honest with you, I think I need to head back and grab some glass, maybe some concrete, and whatever else in the purple. Maybe just glass. Let's do 2 different types of glass. Let's do the magenta and purple. Let's do glass in between here. And let's get these wings finished. What do we think of the dragon wings we've created They need more form in the interior here. Or at least something in that region. I think that'll work pretty well. Let me take a step back. Let's save our glass. Let's put away our blackstone. Oh, actually, I am pleasantly impressed, or surprised, if you will, with the way this dragon turned out. Let's get up in the rafters and give it a look real quick. Okay, so it's got the big flat nose dragon jowl. There is little eye sockets. They're not as prominent as I'd like. Maybe we can... Let's actually change that real quick. I just got a really quick idea. Let's swap out the stairs for slabs. Is that too big of an eye? I think the eye is too big. I think it looks buggy now. That looks way more promising from that purview. All right, let's head up these stairs. One more time. Up to the top ropes here where we can check the dragon out in all of its glory, while also removing all of these sandstone things if we don't need these. Our pillars are going to continue. But if you can get a good full view, a full view look at this thing, I think it looks pretty good. I think we did a pretty good job at capturing the essence of the end dragon, except for it doesn't have 4 legs, it's got wings. And I think we did a pretty good job at making some unique wings that transfer. The color starts off purple and hues into the pink through the magenta. We just used that amount of blocks because that's all we had, so it's kind of great that ended up being a perfect way to transition. But I think it's looking pretty good. It looks very dragon-esque. I want to get a better view of this thing so I can take a good screen grab of this, but I don't think I have, like, there's not really much places we can stand to get a better angle of this. Maybe here? But yeah, check that thing out. Looks pretty cool. I think we've exceeded our expectations for ourselves, and I'm actually pretty excited to show this build off. Really thought about hiding it, thought about deleting it, or, you know, removing it, or not using it, but you know what? It has turned out pretty cool, and it gives us something else to be proud of with this Hall of All. There is going to be every single item in the game, potentially. We'll see how many of them we find. Well, we're going to attempt to find all of them. And by attempt, I mean I'm pretty gung-ho on doing so, but there's some things that are just really hard to get or gather, or are just sheer luck that you find. But nothing further to say other than very, very impressed. Very impressed for my first, I would call it my first all-natural build, other than terrain. I don't do plants, I don't do animals, I don't do people, because I didn't think I could, but now I'm beginning to change my mind. If you guys like the way the dragon turned out, please leave a comment down below, yay or nay. Don't thumbs down the video if you didn't like it. It's a dragon, guys. Come on. There's nothing to it. It's just wings and a body. Wings and a body. But anyways, yeah, if you guys like it, please leave a comment down below. I think it turned out pretty cool. I'm pretty... again, I can't tell you how impressed I am with myself. I'm going to be scratching myself or patting myself on the back for a very long time today. That sounds awkward. Maybe this little shoulder piece here is not necessary. I might do a little bit of a edit there. But other than that, I'm pleasantly impressed. Put the glass away, put some of these stone pieces away, and I think that is a good transition to a quick conversation that I just thought of while flying over to the mega base from the Hall of All. Is that dragon turned out way better than I ever anticipated. Anything that I could do based around like a natural build, and by natural I mean animals and or plant life. And so with that said, how do we feel about maybe some animal and or plant life around here? We talked about this custom tree. I'm gonna figure out how to maybe make those a little better, but do we want to see some dragons around our caldera? I think adding a plethora of just small medium and large, all different sizes of dragons around here, makes this feel more like makes it feel a little more natural. I don't know why everybody just associates dragons with fiery volcanoes, but it would be pretty cool to add some cool dragons. And with the cherry blossoms around here, we might be able to add in some variations. We'll have some, cyan color dragons, some light blues, and some reds and oranges, and some green hues as well, just to tie everything in and bring the story full circle. Well, that's going to do it for us today. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. And since you're still here hanging out, do not forget to check out the channel. We have some fun community activities. Do not forget to also head down to the description or over to my YouTube channel and check out that Discord. We have that community Discord. I'd love to see you guys all there. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like, share with your friends, and leave some kind words in the comments down below. Without further ado, as always, stay beautiful, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.